I'm Cooper Hoffman, born and raised here in Dillon, Montana. Been guiding for 6 years now. Work for H.R Hoffman with Perfect Drift Outfitters, Mark Lane with Great Waters Inn, Sunrise Fly Shop, and Cody Benzel at Troutfitters. The joke I like to say is I was born and raised into it as an indentured servant. I knew nothing else growing up. That's kind of just all I've ever done, and got a fly rod put in my hand when probably I was like 2 or 3 years old.
Born into fly fishing. I like to tell a lot of people that I could cast a fly rod before I could walk, because once you know H, it seems pretty freaking true. I'm Callahan Hoffman. I've been a guide for the past 5 years. Started guiding right when I turned 18. I mean, I grew up in a great place to learn how to fly fish. In my opinion, one of the best places to fly fish.
Dillon is just, in my mind, a really special place. There's not really much around us that is a huge tourist attraction. You know, we don't have, Yellowstone's not close by, Glacier's not close by, you know, closest Costco's 2 hours, closest Walmart's an hour. Like, a lot of people kind of don't see this place as a fishing mecca, even though we have 2 blue ribbon trout streams. Like, people, when they come here to fish, or they come here to hunt. You got the Big Hole River, which is, you know, large freestone, just a gorgeous river. One of my absolute favorites, followed with the Beaverhead, which is a blue ribbon tailwater. You know, we call it the ditch. It's basically what it was. You know, it started off as, they built it as an irrigation ditch, and by accident it became honestly one of the best trout fisheries in Montana.
Like with the Beaverhead, you know, a tailwater, so it comes from the dam, really clear, clean water, and not seeing so much pressure, these fish are able just to eat, grow, live healthy, happy lives. And then with the Big Hole being a freestone, you know, they see all those bigger bugs, and it's kind of a weirder color. It's like a whiskey glass color, and that doesn't see a lot of people either. And it's another blue ribbon trout stream, just like the Beaverhead is. I mean, just bigger too, faster water, more opportunities for real fish, like real native wild trout that are willing to eat. And that's the thing, is you come down here, you have a good chance of getting a trophy trout. And I think the biggest thing about these ones is back to not a lot of people fishing it, so it doesn't see as much pressure as everybody else does. And I think the management of it is pretty good. I think they do a pretty good job. These fish aren't getting hammered almost every day. You know, they're not seeing 50 boats a day.
Beaverhead, Big Hole, 2 pretty much most heavily regulated rivers in Montana with the permit system. You know, you're only allowed to launch Beaverhead 3 boats per certain area.
You can't overlap any boats, so you can't put in at the same place. And then same with the Big Hole, you can only do 2, which is great. You don't have outfitters and guides that are just stacking the same water over and over and over again all day. It just really makes people spread out to go fish.
You know, growing up as a kid, our dad had no idea if we wanted to be fishing hunting guides.
We never thought about this. Like, we always thought it was like, it wasn't something that we had to do. It was always something we wanted to do. Like, we were never pushed to fly fish.
It's kind of one of those, like, you know, if we're gonna do something, he's very big on work ethic, which I think we inherited pretty well. Like, he's like, if you're gonna do something, you're gonna do it 100% full effort, and you're gonna give it your all, which just so happened to become, you know, fishing guides, hunting guides. Like, the fact that we are able to take something that he built up from the ground, and then we're gonna take that and just try to take that ball and run with it.
My name's H.R Hoffman. I'm the owner of Perfect Drift Outfitters, located in southwest Dillon, Montana. I've been guiding for about 29 years, went on my own about 20 years ago. Just super grateful to be here in southwest Montana and do what we do for livelihood, and a lot of great times, great clients, love what we do. Passion is our livelihood, and our livelihood is our passion. Perfect Drift Outfitters here in Dillon, Montana as well. A lot of the outfitters, my peers that I work with, we fish, you know, anywhere from the Madison, the Jefferson, the Big Hole, the Beaverhead, the Ruby. There's some stuff that's off the beaten path. A lot of options, not a lot of people. I don't know if all the outfitters in Montana agree with me, but there should be a permit system on every single river in Montana. It's only fair for the outfitter. It's only fair for the conservation that we're chasing after. It's only fair to the public. You know, surely there must be some honesty amongst us thieves. And I feel strongly about it. It's not easy, makes it tough, but it's definitely worth it if we're talking about handing this down to the next generation and what really matters. I started guiding here for Greg Lilly at Healing Waters Lodge in 1998. Was with a core group of guys that were amazing. Again, fishing all those same rivers. I've seen the Madison deal with whirling disease and make an incredible comeback. The rest of these rivers have fished good. There definitely is a change over the last 30 years. And speaking to me, probably speaking to a few guys younger than me, especially my peers and some of these older guys that have been around, you know, a lot more water back in the day, which obviously obviously provides more bug life, keeps things running clear, blows things out that need to be blowed out, so we can have that insect life and grow good, healthy, solid fish. Over the last 10 years, 15 years, Mother Nature, I've seen a decline in Mother Nature. You know, the Big Hole's a freestone river. It only gets what she gives it. The Beaverhead is tailwater, so it's controlled. But again, there's some years that are better than others. There's snowpack. This is crucial. Probably even more crucial, in my opinion, is, you know, the amount of precipitation we get between April, May, some good water in June, maybe return flow back in August. Things have changed, you know, as far as water rights. Not arguing them, but considering that our water is such a valuable resource, there should be a better gauge. There should be a better way to read water and how much is being taken and how much is actually supposed to be returned. We've all got to make a living at this, so we've all got to work together. But I think with a little bit of lower flows, I've seen, I don't know, maybe a little bit more in the number of fish, but definitely in some of the size of the fish, I would say more than the number of fish. Pressure, the guide, the recreational floater, low water, there's a lot of combinations, you know, different things that have gone on. I know there's been some talk about the Big Hole and all-time lows on numbers. The Big Hole is a solid river. People can say what they want to say. If you're out there every day, fishing it every day with a guide service and getting feedback, working with your peers and these other outfitters here in Dillon, we all come together and we all talk about it. It's still strong. Is it as good as it once was? No, but there's been some false publicity out there that's not been good for anybody. Propaganda, if you will. But these rivers around here are strong in order for them to continue to remain great fisheries. Boy, we got to have water. We got to have people that care. Most importantly, we have to leave this better than we found it. So important, you know, with our service, and then of course my two youngest sons working with us. I hope to leave a legacy. I hope these boys will understand everything I've done to try to make it a better fishery with what I have control over, speaking with the biologist, speaking with the other outfitters and different folks that make a difference. So that's my hope and prayer, is that we'll at least sustain, maybe even get better. We all got to do our part, even if it's just as much as, you know, picking up a little trash or, you know, helping somebody out on the water. We all get in a bind, and I think going out there on the water with the right attitude.
All right, well, this is a very special one for me. A lot of these episodes have all gone really, really well. Sometimes we don't know what we're walking into, and I think something with this episode that's, you know, for me super unique is that Cooper and Callahan came to a show of mine. Geez, I don't even know when this was. This would have been, it was years ago. It was before I moved to Nashville. They came and saw us play in Moscow on the street. I remember Cooper and Callahan gave me a card and said, anytime you want to go fishing, just let me know. We're based out of Dillon, Montana. Come see us. So when this kind of opportunity came up to do Fin and Feather, they were one of the very first people I reached out to. The episode for me gets even more special because, come to find out, their dad's an outfitter here. Their dad is essentially, from my gathering of it, scratch and clawed his way to create this. And then, you know, finding out that he built this self-made man, self-made guide out of Helena, coming over here, then to be able to get both of his boys, not just one of them, but both of his boys, both super into guiding, both hunting guiding and fishing guiding. So then also now, you know, they want to become outfitters and they want to keep this thing going. And over the last 3 days, getting to spend time with these boys, the story is cool, and that, to me, it's like really special in that way. But they're also great guides, both of them. They know their stuff. I mean, they know the bugs, they know the fish, they know what they want to do. And I think so much of, for me, is like when I was a guide and when I look at guides, the thing that makes a guide really special to me is conviction. And that line in the sand that they want to draw. And don't get me wrong, like, these fish eat a ton of bugs under the water. They eat about 90-95% of the bugs that they eat in a day underwater. And here on the Beaverhead, and we didn't get to fish the Big Hole, but on the Beaverhead, they're very small, very easy to tie on that indicator and fish those small bugs. And these guys do it a little differently. They draw that line in the sand. They have the conviction of, hey, we can do just as well on a dry dropper, or we can put on a streamer and we'll move these big fish. And we did. The fishing that we had over the last 3 days was just incredible. I really fell in love with this family and their story, and we've had a great time. I mean, it's been fun. The fishing's been good. We've had a lot of good laughs. I drank a few beers. It's good. Yeah, overall, my experience here with Cooper, Callahan, HR, Perfect Drift Outfitters, the lodging, the hospitality, the way that they think think about fishing is the same way I think about fishing. Overall, I think this is something that really is gonna span a lifelong friendship more than just a video or even from, you know, an artist to a fan. Like for me, this is something that's come really full circle. And I think when I look at the family dynamic as well, I think for HR it's come really full circle. I think for everyone, these last 3 days has just been like a really cool experience, and especially for me. You know, I get to play client, and I think with young guides, because I think a big part of this whole series too is it's a lot of counterculture to what I believe is kind of an issue than a little bit of the outdoor culture right now. When I see young guides drawing that line in the sand and they're not up at the dam and they're not doing it this way, they're doing it their way and they're catching fish and they know their shit, that's where I get a big smile on my face. And that's where I want to come back, and that's where I want to push people here. So I hope y'all enjoyed it.